Hello, my name is Amin Abad Andalusi, and today I'll be providing an overview of my research, which is about investigating and supporting users' engagement with software design artifacts. So, software design artifacts could, for instance, be source code or conceptual models, such as process models. So, my research focused on investigating and supporting the comprehension of both these artifacts. Just to provide some context, my research aims at breaking a very important and vicious cycle. So this cycle starts from a low quality software artifact, which could, for instance, be some source code with some quality issues or a process model with some quality issues. Now, when developers are asked to apply some changes to this artifact or to extend it, they feel challenged because the artifact has low quality and has already some issues. As a result, they become more prone to introduce more bugs and quality issues to this artifact. So my research again aimed at breaking this vicious cycle, and the way we do this is that we try to investigate and understand users' engagement with software artifacts. We try to understand how these artifacts are maintained, how these artifacts are understood. And from there, we try to identify the pitfalls and the challenges which developers face. Consequently, we provide metrics, guidelines, and even tools to facilitate user engagement with software design artifacts and thus improve the quality of these software artifacts. So in this slide, I will provide a short overview of the three main pillars of my research. So the first pillar is about developing a framework for advanced data collection and empirical investigation. Of course, to understand how people engage or use software design artifacts, we need to collect some data. This data can, for instance, be user interactions, but it can be also physiological and psychological data reflecting users' mental, cognitive, and behavioral states when engaging with software artifacts. After collecting this data and synchronizing it and making it in a way that it can be analyzed, we try to investigate the impact of several factors on the comprehension of software design artifacts. These factors could, for instance, be associated to the artifact itself. The properties of the artifact could be related to their syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. And here, as you see in the references, we had a number of studies about that. It could be also about the tooling used to show these artifacts. And here in the past, we have investigated how different tooling configurations affect the comprehension of software design artifacts, as you can see in the references. Or it can be also about the task type. And in the past, we have found that different task types require different representations of software artifacts. Another important investigation we have done is related to the background and expertise of users and how this affects their comprehension of software artifacts. The third pillar is about supporting users' engagement with software design artifacts. And here, based on our findings from the second pillar, we have proposed metrics and guidelines to support the comprehension of software design artifacts. Another important contribution we are doing in this pillar is the development of what we call context adaptive systems. So these systems, they work in real time and they try to learn from users' physiopsychological measures to know when they are challenged and provide the adequate recommendations and support to help the comprehension of software design artifacts. So currently, I'm mostly focusing on investigating and supporting users' engagement with software design artifacts. In the upcoming research, I'm planning to extend into more complex artifacts, and these artifacts can originate from healthcare systems, digital twin systems, or other kind of complex and distributed systems. Another direction which I'm planning for extension is to move to computer-generated artifacts. As you know now, source code can be generated with language models. Process models can be derived from event logs using process mining algorithms. And here we want to understand how we can create, or how these systems or algorithms can create understandable software design artifacts. Of course, I have other ideas for upcoming research, which I will be happy to discuss in other occasions. Thank you for your attention.